Nancy, we've talked a little bit about what you do. I would like to hear about the process of blueprint repatterning and exactly what you do with that when you have a client. Can you describe that using me as an example?
Okay. We've talked about your energy many times before. Like when I look at you, I actually look. I see your physical body, and then depending upon how much of you I want to see, I can literally change the focus to where I can see the other bodies behind the one that's present.
Okay.
And so when I look at your body, I look at your eyes, and I see, is one of them, is this one more out of focus than this one?
Sometimes. Let's put it that way.
On this one, I see like little red puffy clouds.
Mm-hmm.
This one, there's kind of some gray stuff around it.
Sure.
And to me, that tells me that this one is angrier.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an angrier energy. To me, red is a sign of anger.
Okay.
It's a sign of volatility. It's a sign of heat. It's a sign of something hot is there. This one is more gray. It's darker, so it's not as volatile as this one. I then I trace the energies through the body. And so following the energies down, it looks like you have sinus stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I move down into the throat. There's a lot of connection going on with your twin. There's a lot of opening of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of movement in your heart. There's a lot of fear in the heart. Moving that down to the third chakra,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of congestion showing up in here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this is your power center. And you have a lot of battles going on.
Yes, true.
There's a lot of confrontation, struggles that take place.
Yes.
And so when I look at this, it tells me that you're constantly in a defensive mode.
Mm-hmm.
You're constantly defending yourself. Moving down to the second chakra. I consider the second chakra the personal identity chakra. This is where, of course, your hormones live. This is the pelvic cradle. This is the seat of womanhood. This is where all of the reproductive organs are that make us women. As we are women, we have a particular genetic encoding that ascribes us to a certain role in life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you follow this back up through the body, back to the third eye, this is the third eye. There's a huge piece in here that when I change my focus, I can literally see into the third eye. I can trace everything we've seen here back here, because the hormones are actually also engaged in the third eye. They're engaged in your inner consciousness. They run through the whole body, and they are being directed mostly from the brain.
And so when you trace it back up and you go to look at the blueprints, right, that are in the third eye,
Yeah.
what's the next step?
I look to see what's out of balance. I look to see what your divine blueprints are, which basically are normally functioned for health.
Mm-hmm.
If there is something in there that is not health related, I go to see why. Did you bring in some encodement from a past life that needs to be healed, that needs to be put into balance?
Mm-hmm.
Where did this come from? As I said earlier, this is what I did with my kidneys. And I discovered that when I was looking at this, that I had some past life issues that I had brought into this one that I had to clear.
And then what is step 3?
Step 3 is basically working to bring the healing. I can actually work with the angelic realms to balance those blueprints, to put them into balance, and then bring those balancing frequencies into the physical body and lock them down.
That sounds extraordinary.
It is extraordinary.
And does it bring you joy?
It brings me great joy.
Thank you today.